Welcome to the Mike Harts Trucking Podcast, where positivity meets transportation. Here's your host, Mike Harts.
Hey, what's up? Here's another episode of the Mike Harts Trucking Podcast. It's been impressed upon my heart today to talk about why do you always get the short end of the stick? Yeah, poor you. Seem like everybody else is getting ahead. Seem like everybody else is doing their dreams. Everybody else is buying their dream truck. Everybody else is with their dream company, with their dream husband or wife, with their dream boyfriend or girlfriend. They're most beautiful people on earth. Seem like everybody else is getting ahead but you. Why do I always get the short end of the stick? And the answer to your question is your confession rules your direction. So the fact that you're asking yourself that day after day and you're dwelling on that day after day, it's producing a result. For those who think I'm just saying something or talking out of my head, and why does he always talk about confession? Because your confession leads to your bank account. Your confession leads to your family changing. Your confession leads to your direction. So the reason why I always talk about confession is because time after time after time after time in the trucking industry, our confession has led to the direction of our companies. I go to dispatching companies all the time and speak to them. And I see the same thing over and over and over. People who come up to me and say, man, I was skeptical about a speaker, a positive speaker, a man of God coming into my trucking company and telling me positive things. I was very skeptical, but after I listen to you, I have hope. After I listen to you, I have dreams. After I listen to you, sometimes I'm not trying to be funny, but sometimes they're like, I'm getting out of the trucking industry. I can't do this no more. Or sometimes they're like, I'm just going to be a positive force in the trucking industry. Whatever they decide to do, they get on a positive redirection. Why? Because I'm teaching on confession. I'm teaching about your words control your mood. Your words control your action. Your words are your life. Life and death is in the power of the what? Tongue, right? It's true. I'm not talking about pie in the sky stuff where you speak stuff and it happens. I'm talking about real, tangible evidence that everything you speak has a consequence. There's times to vent. There's times to talk to pastors. There's times to have therapeutic moments. I'm not talking about the venting times. I'm talking about your everyday thoughts, and your everyday speeches have actions. It's time to mobilize the trucking community. It's time to mobilize transportation companies. It's time to mobilize dispatchers. It's time to mobilize drivers and safety managers. It's time to mobilize CEOs. It's time to get with it and start to speak life. You don't always get the short end of the stick. Bad things don't always happen to you. Everybody else doesn't have money and you don't. These are things that you have told yourself year after year, moment after moment, time after time, and it's producing results for you. It's time to change your speech. It's time. Let's change our speech to, man, why do good things always happen to me? Why do I always get the best drivers? Why do I always get hooked up with the best companies? Why do good things always happen to me? And if you begin to change your speech and say it till you believe it, say it till it gets in your spirit, say it till it gets deep down in your soul, say it till others believe you, say it till your drivers believe you, say it till your company members believe you, say it to the safety department, say it to OS&D, say it to all these pieces of the company. Say it to yourself and believe it. That good things always will and can and must happen to you, that death doesn't happen to you, that only life happens to you, that good health happens to you. There's something about you that God favors and God changes. There's something about you that you set the atmosphere on fire. The atmosphere doesn't set you on fire. You set it on fire. Something good is happening to you right now. Believe it, speak it, and say it. Thank you so much for listening to the Mike Harts Trucking Podcast.
As always, thank you for listening to the podcast. Our goal is to bring positivity to the transportation world. If you would like to bring Mike in as a speaker at your trucking company or conference, please email us at mikehartsnow@gmail.com or call us at 815-441-8234. Our website is mikeharts.com. Thanks so much for listening and be safe.